Hey guys, how's it going? What you heard there was the first track off of Hot Ro Rodeo's new album, Row Up Your Rock and Roll. There's this song list. So these guys have been around for a while. I'm not exactly sure how long. I've been friends with them. I first met them, I think, about 3 years ago, like 2015, during my tenure with Outlaw Saint. So there is, focus, there's the band members right there. So, Jimmy, guitar and vocals, Jimmy Edwards, was and still is in another band called Wayward Boys Club. And Tank, singer of Outlaw Saint, was a huge fan of Wayward Boys Club. So that's how he knew Jimmy, and that's how he knew Hot Ro Rodeo. I'm trying to remember exactly where I first met them. It was probably at Pov's. I think we did. They opened for us at Pov's one time, and that's where I first saw them. And I think I saw them one other time after that, and then friended them on Facebook. And then when I was putting together the show at the terminal with Garage Orphans, and I was kind of put myself in charge of trying to get the rest of the bill together. I basically just messaged every band I knew at the time, which is not nearly as many as I know now, and they were one of the ones that responded. So they played with us there, and then after that I saw them a few times whenever they played, probably at just gonna pause here real quick. I probably saw them at the terminal a couple more times. I think Outlaw Saint may have done another show with them, but point being that they're good guys, and you should listen to them. What I believe really cemented my friendship with them is in fall of 2016. They were part of the pardon me. They were part of the Famous Dave's Battle of the Bands. Famous Dave's in Uptown. They do a Battle of the Bands, spring and fall. The spring one, the winner plays at I don't remember what it's called. It's a big blues fest somewhere. I don't remember. But the fall one, the winner gets to play a New Year's Eve show there at Famous Dave's, and they were entered and got in the fall of 2016, and I believe I went to, and they made it all the way to the finals, and so I think I went to every single time they played. I went, which I believe was either 3 or 4 times, and it was through me showing up and showing support that they kind of said, "Hey, we like you." So that I think kind of cemented my friendship with them, and I've seen them a couple occasions since that. Have not had a chance to do a gig with them, to do any shows with them, but that might change at some point. I'd love to do another show with those guys. They're awesome. But so where was I at? So it's friendship. Oh, to the point where Doug, the bass player, messaged me at some point and said, "Hey, we're releasing our new album. Once you have it and sit on it for a while, we'd like to do a review of it." Because this is after I started doing these videos. And I was like, "Yes, of course. of course, man, you know, let's do it. So they did their EP or CD release a while ago, a month and a half ago. It's been a while. It's been a little bit. But and I did a video on that show too with the acoustic Outlaw Saint and Hot Ro Rodeo, and who else played that show? I don't remember. Anyway, so I got the CD. This is it. And this is their first album. If you can still get a hold of this, I would still pick it up. I don't know if they have copies of it or if you can find it anywhere. But this is a good one too. And like their first album has a different singer. It's got a guy named Paul Newman. But I've only seen him with Cooch, their current singer. Yeah, because their first album was recorded 2013-14, so that was a while ago. So that's before I even knew they existed. So I've only seen them with the new singer, with Cooch, who's also a good guy. And a little background, I know I'm kind of jumping around, but a little background, I know for a fact, because they told me. I mean, Jimmy's been around the music scene for a long time. Cooch has, they've been friends for a while. Doug and Jeff, the bass player and drummer, I know they were telling me have played together on and off for the last 35, 40 years, something like that, since the late 70s. So, yeah, I mean, they've all known each other like forever. And again, I'm not exactly sure when this band came together. But yeah, I don't know. That was kind of a tangent. Anyway, so first album. So even the first album has a lot of what would be set staples, songs I've heard them play countless times. My favorite of the three songs on here. Actually, 4 songs, because I've never heard them do Paper Doll, even though that's probably my favorite song musically on the album. First album we're talking about, and Time to Go. I don't remember if I've heard them play or not. But what will Tomorrow Bring, Complicated, He Don't Care About You, and Long Way From Home are concert staples at this point. And out of those 4, I mean, I like all 4 of them. But probably What Will Tomorrow Bring or Complicated are probably my 2 favorite from this album. And the new album, and as I said, I've seen them at this point probably 7, 8, 9, 10 times, something like that. Almost every time I've seen them. The exception being outside of the first time they played the Battle of the Bands. That first set was their pretty much standard set. Every set after that, the 2 or 3 times, they changed it up and had to do different stuff. And you know, because you can't just go up there and do the same set 4 times in a row. What's the point in that? And actually, it was at the finals of that. So this is going back, you know, probably November or so. Of 2016, they actually played Cross to Bear, which is off the new album, and it's a good song. It's heavier than anything I've heard from them, and the riff in that song is very reminiscent of, I thought very reminiscent of Megadeth's Symphony of Destruction. I'll play you a little bit and tell me I'm wrong. But every other time I've seen them, they start with the first 2 songs on this album, which are Hot Ro Rodeo, which you heard at the beginning, and then Jimmy sings a little tune called Fine Women and Whiskey, which is right there. Nice little bluesy guy. Yeah, so that's another, as I said, these first two songs have opened up pretty much every show I've seen them do. But it's just not, it's nice now having a recorded version of it, which is cool. Okay, so next song, track 3. Okay, we're gonna, that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go there, and we're just gonna jump into it. Okay, so this is Cross the Bear. As I said, probably one of the heaviest songs I've heard them do, and maybe my favorite on the album, maybe. So here we go. And not this riff, the riff that comes later. So you see what I'm saying. It is very reminiscent. It is very metallic. And I love the effects on the background vocals during the verse. That's really cool. Next song is also a concert staple. I never knew the name of it, but it's called Creepy G. And again, this is one I've heard them play countless times. This is another... No, this is Crucial.
Got a maid, she likes to powder her. Harvey ran out, she fell straight to the bottom. Now she's living in LA, drinking from a bottle of tears. Out on the Seine, to the
Just a good medium tempo rocker.
Who needs a friend when you can buy one? You know the story. Man, he's got a money garden.
Okay, just gonna get to the chorus real quick because the chorus is kind of cool. And aside from a couple of effects on the vocals, this is pretty much what you're going to get live. So I appreciate that about this too. They didn't use the studio too much. Like a lot of bands do, which I believe I've talked about. This is a very honest representation of what they do. that's Creepy J. And between Cooge and Jimmy, they do most of the lead vocal, or actually all the lead vocal between the two of them. Cooge does a little bit more. Jimmy does a few songs. But both Doug and Jeff do backup vocals. So their harmonies are actually really good. So, yeah. So again, if you have a chance to see them, just go see them. You'll have a good time. Promise. Okay. This is one I believe I heard for the first time at the EP release, or CD release show. I think. So another good mid-tempo. They're good with the mid-tempo rockers. And they're good with the shorter song. I mean, the longest song on here is 5 minutes and 24 seconds. So, I mean, they're all, you know, relatively quick and to the point. Which, if you're a, you know, kick-ass rock band, that's what you do. So this is Going Your Way. I believe that's Jimmy. That's a Jimmy vocal. And this is one I hadn't heard until. So every song up until here I had heard live. This is the first one I had not heard live yet. And again, it's another good, solid, you know, good riff. There's one. Oh yeah. These vocals on whatever, I don't know if this is the chorus or not, but these vocals remind me, and again, if I'm hearing this incorrectly, remind me of Mick Jagger's vocals on parts of Rolling Stones' Their Satanic Majesties. I don't remember what song in particular, but there's just something about these lines. This line. And if I think of the song that it reminds me of, I'll let you know. But there's just something in the way he's singing that reminds me of trying to be psychedelic Rolling Stones. See, now it's going to bug me. Which song? Anyway. So that was Going Your Way. Again, the first one I hadn't heard live. It Ain't Over, I have heard. This is maybe another one they've done a lot, another staple. And then good slide. I think it's Jimmy playing the slide. I don't know if Goose plays slide. And the production, I mean, I don't know where did they record this. Okay, Palm Sound Studios, I don't know where that is. But who, I mean, okay, Jeremy Capero and Kuz did the engineering and production. And then Bill Liberty at Firehouse Mastering. I like this chorus. This is cool. But the production on and mastering on this is fantastic. It's really clean. There's good separation. It's together enough to be together, but enough. You know, it's not muddy. It's not overly produced. All the instruments are pretty much in their natural form, except for, I mean, a couple of vocal things, vocal effects they did. But other than that, really, really straight, natural sound and recording and production, and nothing's out of balance. It's balanced very well too. A lot of especially if you go back, a lot of the locally produced albums were really, really, they had no bottom end. They were very vocal heavy. There was a lot of separation, and they sounded kind of weird and off. This does not. This is a very, very professional sounding album. And that's not taking, I mean, obviously a professional band. I mean, I've always said that Hot Ro Rodeo was the most professional band I've ever known, because they know what they're doing. They've been around forever as musicians. But I mean, they just know what they're doing. They're pros. So I mean, very rarely have I seen, and again, they're very consistent. That's two things I think. They're the most professional band I know, and probably one of the most consistent bands I know. I've never seen, aside from the CD release, which I talked about with all the issues that they had, and even that really didn't deter it. I mean, it was still a good show. So if you go see Hot Ro Rodeo, it's gonna sound like this. You're not gonna, it's not gonna, nothing on here will be lost because of overuse of production and studio like technique, and I mean, this is what you're gonna hear, and you're gonna get a consistent show. You're gonna get, it's a fun show. They have a great chemistry on stage, great rapport with the audience. You will not be disappointed if you go see Hot Ro Rodeo. Just saying. Okay, so questions is the next tune. Again, just another good, solid tune. I can't speak on lyrics too much because I'm not really a interpreter of lyrics. And like this last, okay, we have two more to go, and about 5 minutes. So two more to go. And this last one, the last song of the album, Tangled Web, I know the song. It's another one that they played a lot, but I have no idea what they're saying in the chorus. Didn't even know what it was called. Okay, this is soul surfing, and this one is cool. It's kind of their, again, I don't know if they were just listening to a lot of like psychedelic stuff, but this has a very well, you'll hear. I mean, a very kind of flowy, kind of pseudo 60s floaty kind of thing. Just very calming almost. I mean, I think it kicks in and says. Back to good solid rock here. And I think a couple of times it goes back to that intro part. Good harmonies there. Yeah, and we're running out of time. So yeah, I mean, again, I just can't recommend this band or these albums enough. You just go get them. Just go get them. So the last song is this Tangled Web. And this is what they've played for I think since I first saw them. And this is another. I mean, this one is also on the heavier side, which I like. I have no idea what that line is. Heard it thousands of times while happening. But, you know, dozens of times have no idea what he's singing. But I do like this song. So that is just a little taste of what this band could do. Again, if you have not caught these guys live, do it. They don't play very often, but when they do, I would try to catch them. Hopefully, maybe astronauts and these guys will do a show together. That'd be awesome. Or maybe. Maybe I can organize something else. Maybe call it the Terminal, see if they have a date, and just get a bunch of bands and do it. So anyway, let's get in. There's the album. Rev up your rock and roll, Hot Ro Rodeo. And yeah, if you haven't liked these guys on Facebook already, go do that. Contact them, get a copy of the CD, and just enjoy it. And when they come to your neck of the woods, go see them. All right, Doug, hopefully that was good. Yeah. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.